Howdy, howdy. Another lazy one tonight. Just still kind of sleepy. Not as bad as last night, though. I stayed in bed till I felt like getting up instead of making myself get up because it was late. Um, and that paid off a lot, even though I fell asleep even later last night. Um, yeah, it's been a chill day. Just kind of hanging out. I'm doing myself a very big disservice by using front cam because I'm constantly distracted by myself. Uh, sure, that works, I guess. Um, it doesn't. But yeah, not really much to report today again. Like I said, stayed up last night. Um, well, not necessarily stayed up, but laid awake last night until about 6 in the morning. Forgot to do that Benadryl thing I was gonna do. Might do it tonight, might not. I might see how tonight goes first. I, I've just played Xenoblade. It's good. If you have a Switch and you've never played Xenoblade before, or you enjoyed it, hard recommendation for me. I knew I was going to get it the second it was announced, because it was announced not long after I finished it on Aquatic Mammal, and I was really excited to see the official upscaling because it could do a lot more, taking you know by taking advantage of new hardware that where you could only really do texture swaps with the original. For instance, I'm pretty sure they reworked the lighting engine, and if they didn't, then like I don't know, it just lighting in general looks a lot better in this game. Um, and I think the models were overhauled more than just a texture upres. Like, it's a really good looking game. Um, and one of the biggest drawbacks of the original was how, and this is a limitation, this was more of a limitation of the Wii than um, a sort of knock at Monolith. Everything kind of looked smudged. It kind of looked like somebody had smeared something all over your screen, and especially the faces of the characters. I remember when they announced the new 3DS exclusive remake, which was more of a port, if I understand. I don't know, I never really looked into it. But at the time, it was announced in a direct back when Vinny and KY still did Two on the Vine, and I believe they watched it live, and KY said how all of the characters looked like Q-tips. That's because of how fuzzy they looked, like they were drawn on, the faces were drawn on a Q-tip. And I've never forgotten that for some reason. It's just like off to the side, I'm rewatching Vinny play Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it got to a specific scene where there was a flashback involving one of the characters, and when he streamed the original game way back when, which coincidentally about halfway through his stream of that game, the remake was initially announced. Um, but when he originally screened the game and he got to that specific flashback sequence, he was like, how different would the emotional impact of this be if I had named the character Fart Balls? And I'll just always remember that. Like, even when he got to that point in the remake, I'm sitting there giggling to myself about Fart Balls. Because I'm a child. Uh, but yeah, not really much to report, really. Oh, I do want to talk about how good the battery life is on a Switch Pro controller. Um, I charged it full when I first got it, right before I used it at all, and then after that point, I unplugged it and just let it sit. I used it a couple of times when playing Risk of Rain 2 with Martin. So, you know, between those two sessions, 5-6 hours maybe. Um, Used it entirely while playing Mario 64 and all of the play I've done of Xenoblade so far. Which actually, I can kind of tell you how long that's been. Give me just a second here. You'll have to forgive me because it's going to get a little darker. Dark theme all the way. Go to my profile. It's not showing, it just says first played 4 days ago. But that tells you a lot, because that means I started using it on this 4 days ago. And then like 2 straight days of Xenoblade before I finally got low battery and plugged it in. And that it's worth stating that like that's not even dead, that's just low battery. So yeah, that tells you a lot about the battery life of these things. That's pretty great. That beats what I remember. That beats what I remember of the PS4 controller when I first got it, brand new. It beats the crap out of it now, but that's because my PS4 controller is very old. Like 4 or 5 years old, actually. So I don't begrudge it that much. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Um, Not much else to report. So I will see you all tomorrow.